So let's check out what is next on the burrito that keeps on giving, right? So far, we have looked at the Reeve Sebenza Large 31. Check out the unboxing on that one if you haven't already. We also looked at the Crescent Edges. This is the Eternal Crusader right there. And we also looked at the Sharp by the Signs Derecho, right? So these have all been absolutely epic. Again, this is a channel viewer who wanted to share some gear with me, and I couldn't be more grateful. He did decide to remain anonymous, which I definitely absolutely respect. And if you guys want to send some gear my way, I'll put the email right there on the screen where you can get a hold of me, email me, and we can talk from there. But let's go ahead. I think there's one more knife left in here. Let's find out what we are in for. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Oh, man, here we go. Yeah, this one is going to be Epic Wild Unboxing Part 2. Holy smoke. So we just looked at the Eternal here not that long ago, and that was pretty wild. And we'll come back to that one in a moment. But this thing here is something else completely. So I promise you this is a knife. Believe it or not, this is a knife. So that's going to be pretty interesting, pretty wild indeed. It looks like I have a front flipper there, perhaps. Yeah, well, hold on. Probably going to not come out of this side. To tell you the truth, I don't even know how to deploy this thing. So let's come back to that in a moment. Well, actually, I'm just noticing now that we have a lock bar on this side. So I'm pretty sure it's going to come out this side. So that would make it a front flipper. But really quick, we have the sort of stress titanium there, or stonewashed titanium with the sort of gold carbon fiber, which looks really nice. We have the matching one here on the Eternal Crusader there. So that's nice. And again, this particular channel viewer, right, this is part of his collection. So these two are pretty sweet. If I had these two in my collection, man, that would put a smile on my face every single time. So what's weird is, I don't know what in the world's going on down here. That's going to be pretty epic. We can't see the blade yet. I like the fact that the blade does tuck in completely into the handle. So that's pretty nice. And we have a pocket clip here, which is about that deep carry. That's not too bad. And it's not reversible, but that is okay because this is the type of symmetric knife. That's what I was looking for, this symmetric kind of knife where you might not need it, but we'll talk about that in a second. Let's find out what this thing is all about. All right, if you're ready, I'm ready. Right, I'm noticing this little section here kind of wraps around my pinky. We should definitely zoom out a bit, and let's go ahead and oh my gosh, oh my goodness, what are we looking at, ladies and gentlemen? What is this? Holy smokes. And yes, that front part is sharp. Yeah, in case you were wondering, that is an edge right there in the front. Not so much on this whole side, but definitely on this side with that beautiful recurve. So that is a recurve there. Let me see. That definitely feels like a hollow ground, and it's going to be a flat grind there towards the front. But have I ever seen a geometry like this one? Absolutely not. Absolutely, without a doubt, never have I ever seen anything close to this. Oh my gosh. What are we classifying this, right? The Blade Police is definitely going to have some fun with this one, because I couldn't even begin to tell you. Like, what are we calling this? The pendulum, right? The pendulum geometry? I don't even know. I'm not even going to try. But it's interesting. Definitely very interesting. It goes in with the same shape of the handle. Was not expecting that at all, and this has turned out to be quite a wild unboxing, to say the least. All these books. Okay, so let's see. Frame lock. Let's see. Good access. Well, at least good cutout there for access to the lock bar. I can push down and to the left, right? I can push a little bit up here with my index finger, and that is drop shot. Oh man, that front flipper works really good too. So that is your only deployment option. Let's see. Reach around. That works. Yeah, 1000%. I do the side of my index finger. That also works. Yeah, so all three front flipper deployments absolutely work, no doubt about it. So that is nice. This thing, of course, is on ball bearings. I do see an internal track for an internal stop, right, on the handle. So there's a track there for that. Right, let's check out that detent. It's kind of hard to do the whole detent because there it is. Like pretty good, decent detent, not gonna lie. And again, for a front flipper experience, actually deploys really nice. So I'm seeing here we have Magna Cut steel, right? It looks like right there. And by the way, these people do some crazy HRC. This thing comes in 62 to 64 is the range on this thing. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's check out the lockup there. Looking pretty good. About 20, maybe 25%. We have a steel insert for steel on steel contact. Some milling going on through the inside on both sides, especially on the sections where you don't have the carbon fiber. The carbon fiber looks pretty epic too. Definitely digging that with the gold, right? That's looking pretty nice. That's got to be a very interesting captive pivot right there. This whole half moon situation going on there, right? Same thing going on the Eternal Crusader. I mean, that is very nice, very iconic. And it's also very clean on the blade, by the way. So no billboarding here of any kind. That's pretty sweet. It's just got the logo there for Crescent edges, and that's about it. So very interesting blade. Just to say that this thing is interesting, obviously, is a massive understatement. This thing is wild. Probably wondering, what's the deal with this thing? Well, just because. Right? Why do they make it? Well, just because. Simple as that. So that is wild, 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 wild. So yeah, digging the action, man. I definitely figure out how to dial that in. So checking the ergos, right? So you're going to have some pretty decent ergos here. It is basically a rectangular handle for the most part. The one thing I do feel, and I don't have the biggest of hands in any way, shape, or form, it's a little bit of this nub right here, right? Definitely feel that. It's not necessarily uncomfortable. It makes me aware of its presence. Let's put it that way. So that's that. So you can do the reverse grip here, Friday knife gas station fighting grip, right? Pakal grip, right? All the grips. But yeah, the only thing I noticed there is when I'm doing the standard hammer grip, I do feel this in the hand a little bit. Now, think about it this way. I mean, this is going to spice up your collection. Obviously, it's designed this way for a reason. The goal here was not to make the most utilitarian knife possible out there. Obviously, there's so many knives out there that absolutely fit that bill. But this is just something unique, right? If you have this in your collection, right, like my guy does here that is letting me borrow these to share with you guys, I mean, this is definitely a sweet knife to have in your collection for sure. No doubt about it. So size comparisons here next to the Eternal Crusader, right? Again, that is the Eternal Crusader. This bad boy here is the Spade Lightning Executioner. I mean, these names are wild and epic, and I'm on board with that because this is a wild and epic knife. So absolutely 1000% fitting, if you ask me. Here is the Sebenza 31 or the Sebenza Large. Right, very comparable there size-wise. You guys be the judge. All right, and of course I'll have all these linked down below if you guys want to check out prices, availability, and variants. There's the Derecho from Sharp by Design, nice. Again, all four of these have been amazing, and again, I couldn't be more grateful for this anonymous YouTube viewer and supporter of the channel who wanted to share this gear with me. So thank you so much. If you guys want to share any gear with me, I'll put my email on the screen there. You guys can get a hold of me and we can talk. You can also choose to remain anonymous if you so choose, just like this one person decided to. But there it is, MSI and Stitch from Microtech. Right, those are going to be a hair longer, as you can see. Keeping it in America for now, there is the PM2. There is the Pair 3, right? Very PM2 size, if you would. By the way, guys, let me know about this black background. This is kind of like a leather impression matte, if you would, that I used to take pictures for thumbnails and such for the videos. But if you guys like to see this breath of fresh air in the channel, let me know. Or let me know if you love the classic look of the videos in the channel with the white table and background. I feel like we've been doing that for quite some time now, so I just wanted to spice things up a little bit. That is the Demko AD 20.5. This is the Kunwu Chad, right? Chad is definitely comparable, but still a little bit shorter, right? The AD 20.5 is obviously way shorter there, as you saw. On the more budget end of things, we got the Tenable Fenrir, right? That's going to be pretty close, but still a little bit shorter. And here's the CJRB Pyrite Light. These are very recommendable, budget knives. I got content on all these if you guys want to check it out. Just gotta put the knife name Miguel EDC in the YouTube search box. You'll be pulling up those videos right away. There's the Fintiso Parrot and the Vosteed Corgi. All right, those are gonna be a little bit shorter. All right, this guy's definitely on the large size knife, if you would. Just to give you a ballpark, I mean, this thing is a whopping over 8 inches, over 8.25, so maybe like 8.3, 8.35. The blade length is 3.5. The cutting path is about 3.5, and the handle is a little bit over 4.75, like 4.8, 4.85 or so. But yeah, we're definitely talking about a large knife indeed. And hopefully you own some of those other ones. That gives you a ballpark idea where this guy lands. Now, let's go ahead and get scientific with it. Let's see how this thing does. All right, here we go. Magnet cut for the win, right? 62 to 64 HRC. We got our textbook piece of paper here. Let's see how this guy does. Let me get you the 5X zoom in. There we go. There we go. Yeah, and then it traps material right here as well. I mean, it's definitely a very quirky blade, I'll tell you that. So definitely not your everyday type of blade. This thing is definitely a collection item for sure. In case you're wondering, yes, it can cut with the whole tip in the front. Definitely cuts with that. So this is like some next level scraper type of stuff. That is sharp, and it would absolutely cut, no doubt. I mean, it's probably not going to be cutting like that. This is just one of the quirkiness of this blade geometry, but we have plenty of cutting path here. I feel like maybe it got... Feels like a pretty toothy edge. Maybe I got cut up there. There we go. Alright, so something could be happening right here. I don't feel a ding or anything. Try to get some full slices. I mean, obviously it's going to slice the paper pretty well. What happens is when you come to the recurve, because the recurve portion is so aggressive, and then you run out of blade pretty quickly. So it's not like it's a recurve, kind of like a hawksbill that continues, right? It's not like the, let's say, Derecho, for example, right? The Derecho has a curve, but it continues, right? Here you have the curve, and then immediately the blade ends. So maybe that might have something to do with it. Let's test the cardboard instead. Let's see how it does with some everyday cardboard. This one is single wall. Remember, when cutting cardboard, don't cut perpendicular, but at an angle. And it should look something like this. Here we go. Oh, yeah. And that actually turned out to be dual wall cardboard. All right, it's a little bit on the thin side. But yeah, it's actually making quick work of that cardboard. Oops, got butterfingers on that one. Bam, boom. One last one. And I should probably finish it off here with the front. Yeah, just for scientific research, it definitely cuts there. Guys, let me know your thoughts on this thing, right? Definitely, obviously, rate it on the comments on a scale from 1 through 10. All right, how sharp is this guy? Rate that factory edge. Right, you guys let me know. I feel like the geometry there is pretty interesting, right? I can see, obviously this is not going for the most utilitarian cutter out there. This is probably not going to be your dedicator cardboard destroyer or anything like that. All right, something unique. It is a collector's piece, if you would. But yeah, definitely cuts, right, with a little bit of quirkiness to it, to say the least. Well, there you guys have it. That is the Spade Lightning Executioner, right? So it kind of reminds me in a way, you know, if you've seen movies or cartoons, whenever somebody's gonna get hung or something, right? They got that guy with the black mask or whatever that looks like a cone, right? He's the executioner or whatever. So I don't know, I'm getting vibes of that with this knife, just in the name alone. This is just something epic, right? I mean, like, there's no knife that I've seen out there that looks anything like this. So yeah, this is definitely a wild one. I think this has been maybe the most epic knife in the channel by far, perhaps. Maybe not. Let me know what other knife comes to mind. But I'll definitely have this one linked down below if you guys want to check prices, availability, and variants. Just like every other knife you saw in this video. Smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps the video out, get pushed to a larger audience. And subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I promise you, you'll be worth coming back for more. Check out the video on the Eternal Crusader right there to the left. Or check out this video on the Chris Reeve Sebenza 31 right there to your right. Again, it's been a pleasure checking out these knives. I couldn't be more and more grateful for this channel viewer who allowed me the opportunity to check these out. If you guys want to send any gear over for me to check out, there is my email on the screen. Shout out to my YouTube members and Patreon supporters for supporting what I do here. You guys are awesome. We love and appreciate every single one of you guys. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for your love and support. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video, either this one or this one. Peace.